The really interesting thing about this work, is anyone familiar with the concept of an illuminated manuscript? So I'm sure you've probably seen them before. They're even in sort of children's books and stuff where at the beginning of a book there'll be one big letter and it's really decorative, or one big first word and it's really decorative. That was used a lot in illuminated manuscripts in Middle Ages. And so Nick Wade was using that concept with this piece. He was thinking of the library itself as one large text, and this, the most common word in the English language, starting it off with an illuminated "the" and leading us into all of the other text in the library, which is a really lovely idea. The piece was inspired by a quote from Victor Hugo's Hunchback of Notre Dame, comparing the beginning of architecture to stacking letters from the alphabet. And the quote there is, "Architecture began like all writing. It was first an alphabet. Men planted a stone upright. It was a letter, and each letter was a hieroglyph, and upon each hieroglyph rested a group of ideas, like the capital on the column." And these are all kind of lofty ideas, and some you have to know history to understand, but public artwork is accessible to everyone, and I always hear different people's interpretations whenever we do tours, which is always so nice. And one thing I like to think of with this work is that it always just reminds me of the oldest joke I ever heard, which is, "What's black and white and red all over?" And I feel like that really gives you a sense of the breadth of what public art can be. It's just as relevant to a library setting as is the illuminated manuscript concept or the Victor Hugo concept. So it is a favorite of mine in the public art collection because it's a piece that reveals itself over time to you. I found that when I first saw it, I didn't understand it, and I thought, oh, it's another abstract artwork. I don't know how to get into that. But every time I see it, I love it more and more. So I always recommend that people revisit public artworks and any artwork in general so they can sort of have that unfolding.